So another week, another ball story. First, 2 weeks ago, LaVar took Liangelo out of college, and then obviously he signed Liangelo and Lamelo to a team in Lithuania, who only play in front of 1,500 people. Their coach doesn't speak English, and their coach sells meat to his players from the back of his car after every game. It is crazy what LaVar has done. But there's another ball story. So before this video starts, we are doing a daily December. We are uploading a video every single day. My original goal was 25,000 subscribers and we smashed that. Then it was 30,000 by the end of the year, and we've just hit that, which is crazy. Big thanks to everyone that subscribed recently. I'm not even going to set a specific goal, but if we can get anywhere near 35,000 by the end of the year, like, it's so unlikely to happen, but if we can get near it, I will be shocked. So anyway, thank you guys for subscribing, and anyway, now let's get on to the video. So LaVar Ball plans on starting a big baller brand league for players who graduate high school but don't want to play college and want to be paid to play basketball. And while I don't think that the concept of this league is a bad idea, I don't think it at all. I personally think that the one and done rule, or the fact that players have to be 19 going into the NBA, I think that rule is a joke, and I think they should completely abolish that rule. For the reasoning that a guy who would probably be the #1 pick out of high school can go to college and end up blowing out their knee, a career-ending injury in their first week in college. And what do they have then to fall back on? Had they gone to the NBA and been a lottery pick, they'd at least have an NBA contract to fall back on. And a lot of people say, oh, players get better in college, players get more experience. But like, the same people that make that argument are the people that make the argument saying it's unfair that Ben Simmons is called a rookie because he's had a year of NBA training. So what's better for basketball players, NBA training or college? Because the people that make the argument for one make the argument for the other. I've been in neither situation, so I honestly can't say. But the thing is, most people seem to contradict themselves when talking about it an awful lot. But anyway, that's a little bit off topic. Now let's go back onto the Big Baller Brand League. So LaVar Ball actually called the Big Baller Brand League, but that's not something I'm going to cover too much in this video. He said he plans on paying players between $3,000 and $10,000 a month. That's about what some pros make in some of the lower leagues in Europe. But at the same time, if you're on the lower end of that, you're not even making enough money to cover what you would have gotten in a scholarship if you are going to get a scholarship to a high level college. Because most of the top colleges now, to get their players, offer 4-year scholarships no matter what. So if a player does have a career-ending injury, they can still get free tuition for the 4 years, which is a big incentive to pick college over something like this. But at the same time, I fully understand where LaVar Ball is coming from, the fact that some people just want to make money. And I think that the NCAA amateurism rule is a bit crazy. Like, I fully understand not paying their players, because if that was the case, then the richest colleges would get the best players because they pay them the most. But the thing is, like, you can't even take out a loan, which I just think is ridiculous. So again, I fully see why LaVar Ball wants to make the league. But I don't think that the money he's paying the players is anywhere near enough. And I do think that if he offered them any more, it wouldn't be that profitable, because not that many people would go to watch the games. Unless you got the top of the top recruits, which I think is actually going to be kind of unlikely. The only way I could see a league like this working is if you got a billionaire running the league and doing it almost like a hobby, and over a couple of years maybe, you'll get some of the top recruits coming and you'll be able to pay the players more and more and pay them what they're worth. And over time, who knows, maybe making it into a secondary basketball league, somewhere between the NBA and the D-League in standard, where the top recruits do gravitate towards. But I think that if the NBA sees this happening, they probably will change the one and done rule. And one thing that I think LaVar Ball kind of doesn't seem to understand is there is an alternative to going to college. And he's done it with his kids. Send them to Europe, send them to China. While in Europe, unless you're the top recruits, you're not going to be making any major money. And even at the EuroLeague level, they probably wouldn't give the top contracts to an 18-year-old. But if you're going to China, you can make millions. Emmanuel Mudiay made over $1 million in his year in China. He didn't play particularly well in China, and his draft stock barely fell. He still went number 7 in the draft. And had he been in college, he probably would have been found out for not being as good as he was hyped up to be, and would have probably dropped into the 20s in the draft had he gone at all. But a year in China made his money. Had he gotten injured over in China and still made that amount of money, it would have had him sorted for life, and then got drafted with a lottery pick. So if he's anyway decent with his money, that money's going to sort him for life. So again, a little bit off topic, but I kind of needed to mention that because there's already an alternative for college, and very few high-ranked prospects are going down that route. So anyway, what do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. In my opinion, LaVar Ball makes a genuine point in what he's saying, and I agree with his reasoning for making the league. The only problem is that I don't believe LaVar Ball is the guy to run the league. I genuinely think that the league will be a disaster unless it's being ran by someone with hundreds of million or billions of dollars. And who knows, maybe it'll be a one-year publicity stunt to try to make the NBA change their eligibility rules, which, unless the league's a success, I can't see happening, and I can't see the league being a success. So anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.